So I barely got anything done in the garden today because I've been working on the chick brooder. Well, more like the juvenile chick house, I guess, because they're pretty much done brooding, although I did bring their little brooder out because they love it. So it's basically, it's a shed I used to use for goats, and I framed out, I left myself storage space on either side, and I framed out a little room in here. And it's got a window, so there's cross ventilation. An old ladder that I'm putting for a perch. The sea rates like to get up high. And then I've got a little place for their water dish and a little brooder. So it's pretty decent sized. It's pretty solid. And they'll be in here for a while. And then I'm going to have to put a pop tour in the back and give them a covered pen because they are tiny little fellows. I don't want any hawks swooping in and getting them. But this pretty much is done. I just have to do the door. So that's what I've been working on because I'm challenging myself to not leave home. These are scraps that I had all around the yard, and I pretty much used up everything. So got a couple scraps left for a door. A little wire left. I had bought that wire last year thinking I was going to do a project and still had it, so that was fortunate, or I never could have done it otherwise. Finding an interesting assortment of screws and pieces of wood, but I really do think I've almost used everything. I had to piece together the board underneath my kick plate. That's just so when they're really little they don't hop right out, because if you have this door like this and you just pull it open and they can run right out, I wanted to have a little bit of a barrier. So it's all together. It's been working on it for a few days now in between everything else, but I just wanted to show you guys my progress. I'm not sure if I'm going to put in an actual light. I can switch my cord out for one that has 3 spaces to be plugged into, or if I'm going to put like a pin light, but I do want to give them a night light. But I'm going to leave them inside for 2 more days. It's supposed to get really cold tonight. Hey guys! So the guineas have been giving me a fit. Guineas do not like to go away in the dark. They hate going to bed in the dark. So I've expanded temporarily until I get some more wire and post this little thing over here to my old duck house, and they've gone in and checked it out a few times. Hopefully they'll go to bed. I put their food and their favorite water dish in there and their heat plate, because I still have a heat plate for them, because you can see they're feathered. They've even got most of their adult plumage. They lost their baby plumage, but their heads still aren't feathered, so I'm concerned that they might get cold, so I still have a heat plate for them. I don't ever see them using it, but I just want to make sure they have it. So they've been in there to check it out, but now the question is, are they going to hide back there in that corner behind the house and make it really super hard for me to catch them and put them away, or are they going to go to bed? Last night, 3 of them went underneath the house to go to bed. I had no idea, but guineas will not go into a dark space. So the fact that I do have a light here and I have a window, I'm hoping they'll go in. But the light's a motion light, so I may have to get a different light. There's a, it comes on at night when you walk by. I have one on the chicken run too. I don't know if you can see it through the netting, but it's just some light I bought online, and it uses D batteries, and they've lasted really well. So those are the lights, but yeah, I've got them. You can see a little space set up here with their little heat pad thing and their favorite tree stump and their food and their water, and it's humongous. Obviously they don't need this much space yet, but yeah. And this is what happens when you run out of wire, because what I was going to do is bring the gate out, put 2 more posts, wire over at the corner, and I have a big piece of Deer Nutting is going to put over top. But I am out of supplies, so I need to let them back into this great oat grass I have here because they love hiding in it. But we'll have to wait a little bit. So I still have to build the door, but enough is enough. These guys had to get their stinky bottoms outside. They've got a heat lamp and a brooder, and you can see they just hopped on the brooder top, which I just put in brand new clean. Made it dirty. So if anyone ever says, why did they include that plastic brooder top that's disposable to be replaced, that's why. It was clean 15 minutes ago. So they also still have their little heat lamp because they need the light when the door is shut, and I want to make sure they're plenty warm on the nights when it's still dipping down a little. This opens for a lot more ventilation, but today I'm just doing a little crack because it's a little chilly. We've got their feet hooked up. I put a hook eye in the ceiling. I love these little shepherd's hooks. I use them all the time for everything. And chain down to their level, which this can be adjusted. And they love this thing. They like to run inside. They like to run up it. And I have a platform for the water so it doesn't get in the pine shavings. Hopefully that'll keep it clean. And they did just discover their food, so they are chowing down. So now we're going to build, or attempt to build, the door. One thing that is very important is making sure they know where their food and water is. They all found the food pretty quickly, but they were hesitant about the water, so I came in and I showed a couple of them where it is so they could show everyone else. So now they're all getting drinks of water. Don't pick on your friend. As you can see, I have a really, really, really good collection of baby roosters with this bunch. Uh-oh, we got a wasp. Indeed. It's confused. Nobody, you need to go out. No, you can't live here. Go on. There you go. He thought there were some flowers in here, but they're just cute, pretty birds. Oh, the flowers we have out there, and he thought you guys were flowers. But pretty chickens, they have to be flowers. They're absolutely beautiful. I know I have the silver sea brights are a pair, and then I know I have some girls in the sage sea brights. I think they call them fawn. But you can see I got one beautiful blue boy there. And I'm positive that's a blue girl, but I'm hesitant about that other one. I'm not quite sure. And I thought I had an orange girl and an orange boy, but they're both being a little feisty right now. So I'm going to be super bummed. Dude, there's nothing in here. No, you have to go back out. No, you have to go back out. So here we have the finished house, and my mom did the door because I am terrible at measuring. So it's all secure. I will put a stronger latch on it during the summer months because during the summer I may actually leave this front door ajar for added ventilation. So, but they are settled in, they are happy as clams. The door is on. I am happy because they smell too bad to be inside any longer. They need their own space. So we're all good. We're all good. No one's using the ladder yet, but they will later. Seabrights like to go to the very highest point, so that's going to be a really fun thing for them. And hopefully the seabrights will all get along and be able to stand here permanently. But I'm not positive. I do have two different colors. I have the fawn and I have the silver. I did have gold. I ended up finding them a different home because I decided that 3 varieties were too many. So I just have the silver and the fawn. Silvers are gorgeous. They're what I originally wanted, and I got a mixed batch, and I only got 2 silvers, but seems like there's a male and a female there, so I'm happy. So many baby roosters though. If you've been following along, you remember about a week ago I had this immaculate little duck yard set up. Stayed that way for like 2 days. So they've got basically their big boy water bowl, and they're using it as a bathtub right now. That went in there 5 minutes ago. Brand new, never used before. Shiny, clean, pure white water. So if you're thinking you want ducks and mess stresses you out, they may not be for you. Honestly, they are the filthiest little buggers. But I just love ducks so much. They have such a fun personality. But yeah, they have this nice little immaculate white shed and all their green grass, and everything was perfect. It didn't last long. So this is the feeder I set up for them, but so far they haven't really done much with it. They spread a little food around, so I think they are eating some, but they still prefer the other feeder. The top keeps blowing off, so I rigged a bag over the top just in case we get rain. But it's nice because you can fill it up once and they have food for a long time. Just made this of PVC pipe pieces. Now the roof we still need to redo. I used the piece of wood that I was going to use to give it a good slope. So I'm probably going to use a leftover piece of PVC pipe along this back here to give it a slope, because we did give it about an inch, but it just wasn't enough. You could see it just wasn't enough of a slant. So we're going to give it a bigger slope, and then we're going to give them some roof, hopefully before it starts pouring buckets of rain. So the yard is only made wet by their activity and not by rain. They've been going on outings, so they've been having a great time coming out and eating clover and things. But they still like their yard for naps. Now the guineas' house. I haven't gotten the netting over the top yet, so I'll have to work on that tomorrow, I think. I've run out of time with building the chick house. But they went in there this morning and they won't come out, so they don't even know they have all this. They are so happy with that space that they refuse to leave it. So they're much happier in there. It's a pretty decent sized shed. I had 4 goats in it at one time. No, I had 3 goats in it at one time. So I had built a little stall so they could have separate quarters. So it's overkill for guineas, but there's a window with a lot of light, and I'm hoping that makes them happier with that, and the extra light with the batteries and the light with the solar panel, because they were impossible to put away in this little house. So that was my original plan, to teach them to go in that little house at night and then have free range of this pasture when they got older. But now the plan is they go in this house at night and get free range of the pasture when they're older.